throwing up our marriage. The door closing and locking on its own thanks to Ella, hearing that telltale ghostly echo, really trying to protect her from George at this point. At night, we for the first time hear the counterpart male ghost of Ella. He first growls, "No one understands us," seeing George in the car with the engine on, the voice beckoning him to free himself, which certainly must be Ella's husband's spirit that is still lingering around too, and has latched onto George's admittedly fairly evil, or at the very least greasy scumbag nature. As they say, evil welcomes evil. Pat is sobbing on the swing, found by Eddie, complaining things aren't great, which I assume must be an outtake repurposed for the movie because, yeah, things ain't great, Seyfried. Eddie relates that he knew guys like George, but entices her that there are others that would worship the ground she walks on. Kat going right in for the seduction, taking control over the young man. Way to go, Kat, I guess. Well, it's only fair. He cheated first, and it's not like the marriage is salvageable at this point anyway. Meanwhile, George leans further into his darker nature, tracking down Floyd and gets invited along on a boat trip. He wants to tell him the truth about what happened, George grumbling something about misreporting sexual misconduct. Floyd reminds him, regardless, that what he did is still a crime, and he can't keep it to himself. Tomorrow he's going to bring this to HR, and they both know the outcome. Foot out the door, Georgie boy. Obviously, he's going to take the opportunity to just toss him off the boat, right? Can't get fired that way. Justine runs into Willis at a diner, noticing her scarf, asking where she got it. She stammers that it was a gift and bails out of there suspiciously. Must have been the one she made. She waits outside George's house, a soaking George breathing heavily, surprised by high beams from her car. They continue their adversarial back and forth, asking if she's stalking him now, but she makes it clear that she just cares about Catherine. Oh, and what happened to that scarf that she made for his mom? Uttering, oh, he didn't care for it, and it felt cheap. She serves back, well, that explains whose neck it wound up on. Gotcha, pervert. She's growing tired of the games. If you have something to say, just say it. She vows, oh, I will, turning on the car and peeling away. Driving down the road, a pair of lights from another car appears behind her and picks up speed, ramming her off the road. Obviously, George, she was definitely getting too close to his secrets now. Kat stumbles across a naked George, and he basically just blows her off, lying that he got sick. Well, sleep down here, she tells him casually. Don't want to catch whatever you have. He starts attempting to reach his own spirit, asking for a sign if you're really here. And right on cue, a bird crashes through Franny's room. He runs in, everyone watching silently as it hops back outside and flies away. George glibly tells her to get her boyfriend to fix it in the morning. She's awoken to news of Justine's crash, while George has some business of his own in town, needing that prescription filled for his daughter's night terrors. The doc thinks that Justine will never come out of the coma, but she knows that Justine is strong and still holds out hope. On the radio, she learns of Floyd's sudden mysterious disappearance. Another member of the department informs quote-unquote George about it, and he plays it up, breaking down in tears. His death is to his benefit, mentioning they're in need of an interim chair, and your name came up. And he tries to play it cool. Yeah, I guess I could do that. Considering